Good afternoon. This is Carol Bryant from Nota Bene Cellars, and I'm sitting here with Tim Narby, the winemaker, and my husband, and my son, Ryan Narby, our editor for this wonderful video. We're going to be talking about what wines we're having as our special in the month of June. They are Una Notte 2015, which is a Grenache blend, Cab Franc 2015, and Deneen Vineyard Cabernet Sauvignon 2015. And I will let Tim talk about the wines.
I'm going to start pouring them, actually.
Yes.
We got some bad boys here.
And we'll do the Una Notte first, on the left. So I think that one of the most interesting things about these wines that we're having today are that they're all planted about at the same time. So the majority of the wine from the Una Notte comes from Stone Tree Vineyard, managed by Ted Wildman and owned by Ted Wildman. And he has done a terrific job with the Grenache. They were planted roughly around 2000. 2001, both of the Deneens in Catherine's block were planted, the Cab Franc and the Cab. And so they're maturing. They're coming to age here at 15 years old in the vines, and I really think that they're starting to peak. And we're year in and year out.
All right, why don't you...
So the interesting thing about the grapes that we're using for these wines is that they are maturing and that we're getting bigger, complex wines out of them and more elegant. And I think that we're going to see that today in this tasting. So let's start with the Grenache. Let's also talk about the other components. So I was making the Una Notte at 50 to 60% Grenache, and the Syrah and the Mourvedre were just taking over when I was adding them. Didn't matter. Both the Syrah and the Mourvedre were pretty big wines. This is Ranch at the End of the Road Syrah and Arianza Syrah at 15%, and Mourvedre at 8% from Heart of the Hill Vineyard. One lovely place on Red Mountain. So I started making the wine with a higher proportion of Grenache, and I've been ever since been happy with that because I really think that the Grenache shines, and that's what I really want to happen in this.
I just took a sip, and I think that was the best sip I've ever taken of a wine.
That's really lovely.
I mean, I've done a lot of preparation, so one of the things that we've been doing for these tastings is we're shooting this at like 2 o'clock. And we've made sure not to eat too many sweet things beforehand so that our palates aren't ruined. And there have been a couple videos where I just wrecked my palate by eating something sweet before we filmed. And I didn't do that today, and that Una Notte.
So it's a lightly colored wine. Grenache is not a really deep grape. They come in purple off the vine, but even with 12 days of maceration, so 12 days on skins, pretty much all of our fermentations and skin contact are 12 days. We have this process in the winery where we ferment for 12 days and then we press and then we start a new batch of fermentation. And it's working out really well for us schedule-wise, equipment-wise, personnel-wise, and I think flavor-wise. And you can make other adjustments in there too.
Move on to the Cab Franc?
Yes, and water. And so, again, these vines are right next to each other in Zella at Deneen Vineyard. Pat Deneen has planted these. He wrote to me just recently, April 24th, 2001. And the Cab Franc is right next to the Cab. They're very close together.
What does April 24th, 2001 mean?
Oh, that's when they were planted.
Oh, thank you.
Did I not say that?
No. You just said he called and gave you this date. I'm like, what does that mean?
Oh. I thought I was talking about the planting. No.
So this tastes, there's almost like a wildness behind this flavor.
There may be.
So you're saying the two grapes,
I think
Cab Franc and Cab Sauvignon, were planted next to each other? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So we're seeing the difference between Cab Franc and Cab here very distinctly. And I think that Cab Franc tends to have a little bit more of a funkier taste to it. But the fruit is showing through. I mean, I think it's really...
No, it is showing
really,
through. It just like the end palate part had this little sort of wild flavor to it. Which
Yeah,
is great.
I think it does. Yeah.
And then this tastes really rich. This is like, bring on the steak.
So deep cherries, but... I don't think they're showing overly tannic today.
No, they're very smooth, all three of them.
Really soft.
So this is 2015. It's had time
So
to
we're
age.
almost 5 years.
Lovely.
So these wines So this wine was probably done in sometime in September. This one and these two were probably finished late October. So we're almost moving up here on 5 years since the inception of this wine, the fermentation of the grapes. And it's all pretty much done in about 12 days. I mean, for the most part. There's other fermentations that can happen too, but
this is our June special, right?
This is our June
this is
special.
our June special for 2020.
So 25% off for non-club members, 50% off for club members.
Scream and do.
Step up to the plate.
I won't press this.
You have more than 2 days to buy the wine.
Yes,
This
we're
time.
not giving you a last-minute rush here.
Well, unless I take some liberty to
way
edit
too
it.
long to
Yeah.
finish the
To put
video.
it together. All right.
Bon appetit.
I haven't gotten
All right.
to the cab yet.
Oh.
So I,
Okay.
Let us know what you think.
One more time with the cab. Deep
Yeah, it's
cherries.
definitely
No,
tastes different.
All right.
It's definitely. It doesn't have the funk that the Cab Franc has. You know, I like them both, but
Yeah. Drink for different things.
the Cab
That's all.
tends to be the king.
all right. Is Father's Day a thing?
Father's Day is
Oh.
coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just do something. Let's just go like, boy, it would really be nice to give these to your father.
His fathers.
It'd be a really nice present.
This would be
One
a
of these
great
to your
Father's
father.
Day present. Yes. I hope people do that.
All right. We're done.
Okay.
Dad, I know what I'm getting you for Father's Day.
Really?
Yeah.
Good. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.